Office. A room or place where people work. Workplace. Any place where people do their jobs. Cubicle. A small separated work area in an office. Workstation. A desk or area set up for work. Reception. The front area where visitors are greeted. Lobby. A large entrance room in a building. Pantry. A small room or area for storing food and drinks. Lounge. A comfortable room where people can relax. Corridor. A long passage that connects rooms. Conference. A formal meeting for discussion. Desk. A table used for work or study. Chair. A seat for one person. Cabinet. A piece of furniture used for storing things. Drawer. A box-shaped part of furniture that slides out. Locker. A small storage space that can be locked. Printer. A machine that puts words or pictures on paper. Scanner. A machine that copies documents into a computer. Copier. A machine that makes paper copies of documents. Projector. A machine that shows images on a screen or wall. Monitor. A screen used with a computer. Keyboard. A set of keys used to type on a computer. Headset. Headphones with a microphone. Extension. An extra phone line or added length of cable. Stationery. Paper, pens, and other writing supplies. Employee. A person who works for a company or person. Employer. A person or company that gives people jobs. Colleague. A person you work with. Coworker. Someone who works at the same place as you. Supervisor. A person who watches and guides workers. Manager. A person who leads a team or workplace. Director. A person who leads a department or organization. Executive. A high-level person who makes business decisions. Assistant. A person who helps another person with work. Coordinator. A person who organizes people or tasks. Administrator. A person who manages office tasks and records. Receptionist. A person who greets visitors and answers calls. Intern. A person who works to gain training and experience. Trainee. A person learning how to do a job. Consultant. A person who gives expert advice. Contractor. A person or company hired for a specific job. Vendor. A person or company that sells goods or services. Stakeholder. A person or group affected by a project or business. Client. A person or company that uses professional services. Customer. A person who buys goods or services. Department. A part of a company with a special job. Division. A large part of a company or organization. Hierarchy. A system of levels of authority. Workforce. All the people who work for a company or place. Meeting. A time when people gather to talk about work. Agenda. A list of things to discuss in a meeting. Minutes. Written notes of what happened in a meeting. Briefing. A short meeting that gives important information. Session. A period of time used for a meeting or activity. Seminar. A meeting where people learn about a topic. Workshop. A meeting where people learn or practice skills. Webinar. An online seminar or lesson. Conference. A large formal meeting for discussion. Appointment. A planned time to meet someone. Schedule. A plan that shows times for activities. Calendar. A chart or app that shows dates and events. Invitation. A request asking someone to come to an event. Attendance. The act of being present at a meeting or event. Participant. A person who takes part in an activity. Facilitator. A person who helps a meeting or activity run smoothly. Moderator. A person who guides a discussion or meeting. Discussion. A talk where people share ideas or opinions. Debate. A serious discussion with different opinions. Consensus. Agreement reached by most or all people. Decision. A choice made after thinking or discussion. Conclusion. The final idea or result after discussion. Follow-up. An action or message after a meeting. Action. Something done to complete a task or goal. Communication. The sharing of information or ideas. Correspondence. Written communication, such as letters or emails. Email. A message sent by computer or phone. Message. Information sent from one person to another. Memo. A short written note used in an office. Notice. Written information or warning for people to read. Announcement. A public message that gives important news. Reminder. A message that helps someone remember something. Inquiry. A question asked to get information. Request. An act of asking for something politely. Response. An answer or reply to something. Feedback. Comments that help someone improve. Update. New information about a task or situation. Clarification. Extra information that makes something clear. Confirmation. A message that shows something is agreed or true. Approval. Permission to do or accept something. Instruction. Information that tells someone what to do. Guideline. A rule or suggestion that helps people do something. Notification. A message that tells you about something new. Attachment. A file added to an email or message. Signature. Your name or details at the end of a message. Recipient. A person who receives a message or email. Sender. A person who sends a message or email. Correspondence. Written communication, such as letters or emails. Document. A paper or digital file with information. Paperwork. Documents that need to be read, filled in, or kept. File. A collection of information saved together. Folder. A place used to keep files or documents together. Archive. A place or system for storing old records. Record. Written or saved information about something. Form. A document with spaces to fill in information. Template. A ready-made pattern used to create documents. Report. A document that gives information about something. Proposal. A plan or suggestion offered for others to consider. Contract. A legal agreement between people or companies. Agreement. A decision or promise accepted by two or more sides. Certificate. An official paper that proves something is true. Permit. An official paper that allows you to do something. License. An official document that gives permission to do something. Receipt. A paper or digital note showing payment was made. Invoice. A document asking for payment for goods or services. Spreadsheet. A computer document with rows and columns for data. Database. A system for storing and organizing information. Entry. One item of information added to a record or list. Record keeping. The work of keeping accurate records. Documentation. Written information that explains or proves something. Filing. The act of organizing and storing documents. Retrieval. The act of finding and getting stored information. Project. A planned piece of work with a goal. Task. A small piece of work to do. Assignment. Work given to someone to complete. Responsibility. A duty or job someone must take care of. Deliverable. A finished item or result that must be provided. Milestone. An important point or step in a project. Deadline. The final time or date to finish something. Timeline. A plan showing when steps should happen. Workflow. The order of steps used to complete work. Process. A series of steps for doing something. Procedure. An official way to do a task. Priority. Something more important than other tasks. Objective. A clear purpose or aim for work. Goal. Something you want to achieve. Target. A specific result you try to reach. Outcome. The final result of an action or project. Progress. Movement toward finishing a task or goal. Backlog. Work that still needs to be done. Dependency. Something that must happen before another task can continue. Bottleneck. A problem that slows down work or progress. Constraint. A limit or rule that affects what can be done. Efficiency. Doing work well with little waste of time or effort. Productivity. The amount of useful work completed. Optimization. Making something work as well as possible. Budget. A plan for how money will be used. Expense. Money spent on something needed. Expenditure. The act of spending money. Revenue. Money a company earns from business. Profit. Money left after costs are paid. Loss. Money lost when costs are more than earnings. Margin. The difference between cost and selling price. Forecast. A prediction about future results or needs. Estimate. A careful guess about cost, time, or amount. Quotation. A written offer showing the price for goods or services. Invoice. A document asking for payment for goods or services. Payment. Money given for goods, services, or work. Reimbursement. Money paid back for costs someone already paid. Allowance. A set amount of money given for a purpose. Payroll. The system for paying employees. Salary. A fixed amount of money paid for work. Compensation. Money or benefits given for work or loss. Procurement. The process of buying goods or services for a company. Purchase. The act of buying something. Supplier. A person or company that provides goods or materials. Vendor. A person or company that sells goods or services. Inventory. A list or supply of items a company has. Audit. A careful check of records, money, or work. Compliance. Following rules, laws, or company policies. Recruitment. The process of finding people for jobs. Hiring. The act of giving someone a job. Onboarding. The process of helping new workers start a job. Orientation. An introduction to a new job or workplace. Training. Teaching someone the skills needed for work. Mentorship. Guidance and support from an experienced person. Appraisal. A formal review of someone's work or value. Evaluation. A careful judgment of quality or performance. Assessment. A check to understand skill, quality, or progress. Performance. How well someone does a job or task. Promotion. A move to a higher job or position. Transfer. A move from one job, team, or place to another. Resignation. The act of choosing to leave a job. Retirement. The act of stopping work, usually because of age. Dismissal. The act of being officially removed from a job. Redundancy. Job loss because the position is no longer needed. Probation. A trial period for a new worker. Tenure. The length of time someone has held a job. Qualification. A skill, experience, or certificate needed for a job. Credential. A document or proof showing someone is qualified. Vacancy. An open job position that needs a worker. Applicant. A person who applies for a job. Candidate. A person being considered for a job. Workforce. All the people who work for a company or place. Collaboration. Working together to complete a task or goal. Teamwork. People working together as a group. Leadership. The ability to guide or lead others. Initiative. The act of starting something without being told. Accountability. Being responsible for your actions or results. Ownership. Taking responsibility for a task or project. Autonomy. The freedom to make choices about your work. Flexibility. The ability to change plans or ways of working. Adaptability. The ability to adjust to new situations. Professionalism. Showing good behavior and skill at work. Etiquette. Polite rules for behavior in the workplace. Morale. The confidence and spirit of a group. Motivation. The reason or desire to do something. Engagement. Being interested and involved in work. Burnout. Extreme tiredness from too much stress or work. Stress. Worry or pressure caused by difficult situations. Conflict. A serious disagreement between people. Negotiation. A discussion to reach an agreement. Compromise. An agreement where each side gives up something. Trust. Belief that someone is honest and reliable. Transparency. Sharing information openly and clearly. Inclusivity. Making everyone feel welcome and included. Diversity. Having people with different backgrounds or ideas. Well-being. a person's health, comfort, and happiness. Software, programs used by a computer or device. Platform, a system or service used to run tools or apps. Application, a program used to do a specific task. Interface, the screen or controls used to work with software. Dashboard, a screen that shows important information in one place. Portal, a website or system used to access information or services. Account, a user profile used to access a system or service. Password, a secret word or code used to enter an account. Access, the ability to enter or use a system or file. Permission, approval to use or change something. Authentication, the process of checking a user's identity. Encryption, a way to protect information by turning it into code. Cybersecurity, the protection of computers, systems, and data. Backup, a saved copy of data kept for safety. Synchronization, making files or data match across devices or systems. Connectivity, the ability to connect to the internet or other systems. Bandwidth, the amount of data a network can send at one time. Latency, the delay before data starts to move or respond. Teleconference, a meeting held by phone or audio call. Video conference, a meeting held with live video online. Collaboration, working together to complete a task or goal. Notification, a message that tells you about something new. Troubleshooting, finding and fixing problems. Automation, using technology to do tasks automatically.